Well, we're here.
And queer.
Maybe a little odd. A little supernatural.
Your stomach feel better?
Yep. The Imodium did it good.
Okay.
Towards the end, I kept asking the toilet, what more do you want from me?
Sometimes you gotta give it all you got.
This is Nina the Diva. And you tripped, fell, and landed at Face Not Found. Are you gonna say your name? Or do you want to remain queer and mysterious?
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh! You're here with Lady V.
Lady V?
Mm-hmm. Very tired.
Last time, where did we leave off? I think it was Johnny Boy's trial, where he was not guilty for spousal abuse. And instead of laying low, your man was raising money for his penis and selling merchandise. So now we're going to go into Lorena's trial. And she is accused of malicious wounding. So originally her trial was set to begin December 23rd, but her lawyer and her manager, they were really good, because they were like, listen, people are focused on Christmas at this time, people are focused on family, we need to postpone this. So they postpone it, and they postpone it to January 10th 1994. Her sentence, if convicted, carries a 20-year sentence. So they offer her a plea bargain. They tell her, listen, if you admit that this was premeditated, we'll give you 4 months in jail. That's all you have to serve. But if she would have taken the plea, she would never be able to become an American citizen. And that was very important to Lorena. So she said, yeah, no, I'm going through with the trial. So now, while Lorena's trial is going, you have, when it came to crime, you have the Melendez brothers on trial, I think on the other side of the country in California. You got some type of ice skating scandal that was going on at the time for sports. And then you got something in politics involving Russia and Ukraine. No one cared. Everyone wanted to focus on the woman who cut off the penis. So remember that in John's trial, they could only bring up the abuse from the day the crime happened and back 5 days. This time, there were no limits. The abuse could go as far as she was born. It can be brought up. So, when you see her, first of all, when the trial starts, outside you have hot dog vendors, merch, pamphlets.
Because there was no social media back then.
Right. Yeah. It was like what do you call them things? Like a tailgating?
Yeah, like when OJ's trial.
Oh, similar. Very similar, yes. So she comes in, this little girl. She looks young, petite, delicate, vulnerable. They were saying that they were trying to like play that up, but she is really vulnerable and very delicate when you see her. Even now, currently, when you see her talking on TV, she's very soft-spoken.
Yeah, but those are the ones that will cut your dick off.
So for the first time, the jury, because it's not to the spectators, but the jury gets to see the severed penis pics. Okay? Everyone's face is of disgust. When John was up on the stand, he said that Lorena was mad because he told her he was going to start working at a bar, and she was angry and jealous. So I just don't get it. Is it because you never satisfied her, or is it because you got a job? Because I'm pretty sure with her footing the bill with everything, she'd be happy you got a job. But that's my opinion. There was one co-worker for the prosecution. Now, remember, the prosecutor in this case is the same prosecutor that was on John's case, Mr. Ebert. Mm-hmm. Why are you closing your eyes?
You already know when I'm focused, I got my eyes closed.
You want me to turn on the light?
No. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
So one of her co-workers, who was probably in love with her fucking husband, but one of her co-workers for the prosecution said that Lorena had made the statement that if John were to ever cheat on her, she would cut his dick off. Okay.
I don't believe that.
No, I don't believe it either. So Lorena at this point becomes a symbol for battered women. Okay, you got a bunch of women outside rooting for this girl.
Forget the nuts, go for the shot. Forget the nuts, go for the shot. I can just only imagine what kind of answer and slogan they were saying.
Joe.
Forget the nuts, go for the shaft.
That's what you would be screaming?
I don't know. I'm wondering what they were saying. Like, hey, erect an attack. Something, like...
Erect an attack?
Was he? Did he have an erection when she cut it off? Was it soft?
And he said that she was like playing with him to get it erect, mm-hmm. And in the picture that they took at the crime scene, mm-hmm. with his or maybe in the hospital with his legs open without the top part of his dick, it looks like he was erect and the erection can't go down. I was wondering about that.
That doesn't make sense because there's only blood. And the blood, I don't know. I don't have a penis, so I can't tell you.
I don't know, but once you cut it off, wouldn't it have shrunk? And when you're putting it back on, don't you want it erect? I wonder if they did.
You should ask him.
I'm not asking that man anything. But I would like to talk to the doctor, though.
That man probably did.
So they brought up defense brought up the fact that John couldn't keep a job. The house was foreclosed. The cars were repossessed. But then prosecution brought in that Lorena stole from her employer. And she admitted it. And she said it was because she was the breadwinner.
Stole money? How did she steal money?
By stealing money.
How? What did she do? She worked at the register and she wasn't
She had to have access to the register. She also stole from Nordstrom. Mm-hmm.
Heidi Fleiss.
Yeah. She pulled a Winona.
Oh, that's what it is. I knew it was a white woman.
Now the neighbors, though, they testified of the abuse. So Lorena says the abuse started a month after getting married, and that when cops showed up, John would flip the switch, and he seemed like the nicest guy in the world.
So there was history of abuse that even police had documentation.
Yeah. Lorena would often sleep in her car after he abused her. The poor thing didn't even want to sleep home. So neighbors describe him as dominating. They said when they would see them in the supermarket, she would be in front of him holding the basket and her head would be down. Sounds accurate. He was treating her like a slave. During a Christmas party, this girl is really reserved. She grew up extremely religious. And during a Christmas party, he gave her underwear in front of her family and grabbed and pushed her in front of her family. He thought it was hilarious, and Lorena was embarrassed.
Did the family say this happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Lorena says she did report, and pictures were provided for the abuse more than half a dozen times. And he would actually plead guilty to assault and battery. So, but none of that was being able to be brought up for his trial. The abuse was documented, corroborated by neighbors, family, friends, and coworkers. And it got even worse once he started to sodomize her. And she couldn't even say anal sex on the stand. If she stutters throughout the whole thing, she cannot say the word anal. And when she finally says the word anal, she sounds like a little tiny mouth. Anal? Like she was embarrassed just saying the word. His own friend testified that John would like to make girls squirm, scream, force sex, and fuck them up the ass. That was a direct quote. So Bobbitt, he's called to the stand by prosecution. He says he doesn't remember any abuse, that he denied all of it. He said he did push her and shove her and held her down once to stop her from hitting him. And when they showed him the police reports to the abuse, he would say, I don't recall none of that, but at the end of the report would be his signature. And like, is that your signature? Yeah, that's my signature, all right. And you don't remember this report? I don't recall.
Maybe his memory's like mine.
Non-existent. Police were called to the stand, and he said, one of the officers said that John would just plead guilty to the assault and battery, and that plenty of times that they did answer a call to their home, he was inebriated. So I don't know where he thinks he's getting off saying he doesn't drink. Even his own friend says that they were just smashed. The defense crushes John as a credible witness because all the abuse is she's already established that she was an abused spouse. What the prosecution and what the defense has to prove now is, was she insane at the moment that she cut it off?
I mean, it sounds like it. That she had an episode.
Yeah, it says irresistible impulse has to be proven, right? So in 1990, Lorena stopped taking birth control to become pregnant, and then she becomes pregnant and hopes that John is gonna change because of it. And John tells her that he's not ready for children. He told her she would make a terrible mother. He would not support her or the child, and he gave her the choice of him or the baby, and Lorena had no choice but to get the abortion. Lorena remembers feeling guilty, and she became depressed after that. And so after the abortion, she says that the racial comments, the berating, he started threatening to get her deported, to send her back to her country. And I'm sorry, am I boring you? Put the phone down.
Remember, we had this conversation. I told you my body's exhausted.
Put the phone down. You're so exhausted, but you're not. You're supposed to close your eyes to pay attention. So he berates her and all that good stuff. So the forensic psychiatrist for the defense testified that Lorena was very much in love with her husband and hoping he would change, and that in her mind, divorce was a failure. So after it came out that he would threaten her with deportation, not only did she have the women rallying behind her, but now she has the Hispanic community rallying behind her and people whose moms, aunts, and grandmas were abused. So she says in early June, Lorena decides she wants a divorce. Okay, she can't take it anymore. And she uses a tape recorder to record how he verbally abuses her. And he found the tape recorder and abused her and told her if she left him, he knew exactly where to find her. So on June 21st, 1993, it's a Monday, Lorena goes to file a preliminary protective order, describes the physical abuse, the forced sex, and
this is pre-penis slashing?
Yes. This is 2 days before the penis slashing. This happened on Monday. The penis happened Wednesday. So when she goes to file it, the guy is like, can you come back in the morning or later on because my secretary's on lunch? So she never gets to file for the protective order.
But the guy said that she did show up.
Yes. Okay. She did show up. She did have the proof of the report, but it was never filed because the secretary was out to lunch. So then she goes to a neighbor's house and she tells the neighbor about the abuse and she says Lorena at that time does not look aggressive and does not look vengeful. And she spends the night at the neighbor's house. Now, Tuesday, June 22nd, Lorena goes to work. John calls her at work asking what time she's coming home. I think she said, the usual time. So the friend Robert that's living with them and John go out for drinks. Rob says they were both drunk. And it was about 3:15 in the morning. So now it's Wednesday. 3:15 in the morning, they arrive at home. They slam the door and it wakes Lorena up. But she says she goes to sleep right away. According to John, he says he fell into the bed and immediately goes to sleep. But we all know that's bullshit. This goes this way. Okay. He also says that he remembers her like about an hour later trying to he starts touching her and then he's on top of her, but then he rolls off and goes to sleep instead. He doesn't remember having sex. Lorena says she was woken by getting her underwear pulled down. And he was so drunk that his upper chest was like smushing her face in. She could barely breathe, so she couldn't scream. And he raped her. She says she felt like her vagina was ripping. And then she just fell into a numbness. And she remembers wanting to die. Now, this is the part she says she doesn't remember. She remembers this part, but doesn't remember like how coherent she was. He rolls off of her, so she gets up to get a glass of water and calm down. Because at this point, he just raped me and I want to get away from him. So she opens the fridge door, which is the only light in the kitchen at that point, and the light in the fridge throws a glare at the knife. And so she takes it as, I get it. So she takes the knife. She says she takes the knife in her hand and she remembers every abuse, every rape, every insult, every time he turned her over and sodomized her. She's remember everything. From there, she says she blacks out and she remembers being in her car, driving in slow motion, and realizes that she's driving around with a knife in her right hand and the limp dick in the other.
I mean, if you have to get rid of one, might as well be the dick.
Why is my sister-in-law calling me? We don't do that. We don't do that. Not at this time. So remember, she has the penis in her left hand. She reaches her hand out the window, throws the penis over the car, and it lands in a grassy field.
So I'm guessing there's gotta be blood all over her. All over her hand.
Honestly, looking at
for penis to get erected is blood flow. There's no bones there.
Right, but most of the blood, remember, is falling on the bed. It's not like she got up close. It was a clean slice. So she took it, sliced.
That's what I was asking. Was it erected, or it wasn't?
It was erect.
So that means there were blood, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if she cut it, there's got to be blood on her hands and stuff like that.
There's how much blood?
A lot of blood. It's penis. It's literally blood flow down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I don't have one, so. No.
So, when she goes, so we already know she went to the salon. She goes inside, throws the knife in the garbage. At the hospital, the detectives are asking questions, but all she's saying is, "I was angry." Forensic psychologists on the defense side said that at the time of the cut, Lorena was suffering from PTSD, anxiety disorders, and has no control over her actions. And to explain why she did it to her husband, she had a psychotic episode and she attacked the instrument of her disorder, which was the penis. The penis was the thing that was causing her the most pain. So she went and she cut it off. The state forensics, in the beginning, the state forensic psychiatrist says Lorena was angry and enraged. This is for the prosecutor, that she knew what she was doing, that she could have called 911, that she could have walked away, and there was no evidence of a psychotic episode.
So what I'm looking at right now, I'm trying to see an animation. Not necessarily, you know.
Yeah. You want like a recreation,
the recreation, but like an animation version, like to show like what happened. I hope somebody. Well, there's some videos I'll watch it afterwards, but I would like to see the actual event take place.
Yeah.
But in animation form.
Yeah. So there was one douchebag reporter, and I just gotta mention this. Yeah. Because, like, sir, you got the fucking nerve. He says that he doesn't believe Lorena because she wasn't even good looking enough.
I mean, the man didn't marry her.
And that she had acne.
Like, the man married her.
Motherfucker. So now here's where everyone's like, holy shit. Because a witness sees... So she was a witness. She didn't know she was a witness at the time. There was a client of the salon that she had gone to get a mani from some girl named Lonnie or Lena. She doesn't even know her name. But she remembers the girl because her manicure was so terrible. She was not happy with the service. And that her eyebrows were super uneven. She called her several different names while she was getting service, and Lorena didn't even bother to correct her. And while she's doing her mani, Lorena pulls up her sleeve and it's filled with blacks and blues. And quickly she pulls the sleeve down, and the client just knew something was wrong. So she noticed.
Is this after the slashing?
No, this was right before the slashing. So she notices Lorena, she's just trembling. She's trying to keep in tears. And Lorena told her the truth, says that she's terrified of her husband. The client offers to help and makes Lorena even, which makes Lorena even more scared, because she says anyone that gets involved, John will do something to them. She doesn't want to be responsible for someone else getting hurt. The client remembers that after she paid, she really didn't want to leave Lorena behind. But okay, whatever. The day is done. It's forgotten. She's sitting there. She looks up and she sees Lorena on the screen. And so she goes and calls the courthouse. She calls the courthouse. And Paul Ebert, or is it Pete Ebert? We'll just call him Mr. Ebert. There's so many names here. Mr. Ebert, which is the prosecutor, picks up the phone and she tells him all of this. And he is pissed because had he had that testimony for John's trial, it might have had a different income. But now he figures, shit, this could help Lorena. He didn't like John from the beginning. He knew that he was a fucking selfish bastard. And he had an air of arrogancy and ignorancy about him. And he just didn't like the dude.
The prosecutor.
The prosecutor.
That's personal feelings. He should have.
Well, he didn't. John won his trial. He has to try them fairly. So he goes and he tells the lady, I need you to call this number directly and tell them that Ebert sent you. So the client goes, hangs up the phone, calls the number, and the lady on the other line is super annoyed and is demanding, who gave you this direct line? Because he gave her the direct line to Lorena's lawyer. He tells Lorena's lawyer everything that she had told the prosecutor. You left the room agitated.
Girl, I'm going through it. You know.
And you come and walk into the room. Hi, boo.
I'm bipolar. You're into my family. Bitch, you know I'm on medication. And she's like, you know this.
Alright,
you know we both special.
We are. We complement each other.
I mean, not that way. I'm talking about.
Oh.
You know.
No.
The way that
like short bus pass?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
we are not.
I did take the yellow bus, but it wasn't the short one. It was the big one. It was 6th grade. And because I lived in a neighborhood where it was white people. Mm-hmm. So the bus would come pick me up. But then the 7th grade, they were like, it was only for 6th graders. And now you're in 7th grade. So now I had to take the public bus. And whoop, it was a shock. It was a shock. That's when I believe it was 75 cents I had to pay. We had the green Metro card, and then I had to pay an additional 75 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like the bus. The bus was fun. And I had a Chinese best friend, Zuli Wang. I'm still looking for her on Facebook. I can't spell her name.
Well, hopefully she listens to the podcast.
I hope
so. Zuli Wang, call me. Or call her. Email.
She's probably a radiologist right now. I don't know why I think everybody's a radiologist. But
So, where we left off. Okay, so the client, who we're gonna call Miss Keegan, goes and tells Ebert, and then Ebert puts her in contact with Lorena's lawyer, and now she's being called to the witness stand. And on the witness stand, Miss Keegan goes and recounts exactly what she said to Paul Ebert and to I believe Lorena's lawyer's Howard. She tells them all over again her encounter with Lorena, and when it came time for cross-examination for the prosecutor to ask questions, Paul Ebert said, no questions. And for Miss Keegan.
Okay.
So then the state psychiatrist goes back on the stand and after speaking to Miss Keegan and changes his testimony. This is the state forensic psychiatrist. He testifies now that she was not in control of her actions and that she did have PTSD. And that was okay. Now we both agree the bitch was crazy at the time. So jury goes into deliberation, 7 women, 5 men, and it was just one person saying that she was guilty, but she was found not guilty of malicious wounding by reason of temporary insanity. Now, everyone is happy, but 2 officers come to Lorena and they take her away, and she's looking at her lawyer like, what's going on? She didn't understand that not guilty of malicious wounding by reason of temporary insanity doesn't mean you didn't do it. You did it. Now, in the state of Virginia, when you're given that verdict, you have to go to a state hospital for psychiatric evaluation for 45 days by a psychiatrist and a psychologist.
And what did they do to her? She went to prison or jail? Or
she went to a state hospital.
Okay.
But
she for 45 days?
Yeah, for 45 days. She said it might as well have been a jail because, they're behind all types of security. But she said everyone was nice to her. You had helicopters flying on top of the hospital trying to get pictures of the poor girl out getting some sun outside. The Bobbitt family were upset. Mm-hmm. Like, she cut off my son's dick. How can you say that she shouldn't go to jail? But
around this time it's reattached, right?
Yeah.
And he's using it.
Yeah. Okay. So Barbara Walters shows up to the psychiatric hospital and is demanding an interview, right? Because she calls the manager, the one to protect her from the media, and she's like, listen, I interview kings and queens, and I need to get her interview. And Lorena said no. Mm-hmm. Don't want to talk to nobody. She's keeping a low profile. Eventually, when she comes out, in 96, she goes to school to better her life. She started going to shelters to share her story with domestic violence victims. And she realized that telling her story over and over again just made her feel better and better. So she went to college, met her husband, David, where they were friends at first, but it turned into love. She has a baby girl with him, and in 2007 she founded Lorena's Red Wagon organization, which is an organization that helps prevent domestic violence through family-oriented activities. Yeah, and when you see her now, like she looks great. Awesome. She's still soft-spoken. I believe every word she says. Now, let me tell you about your man's Johnny Boy. So, Johnny Boy, while Lorena's in the hospital and then, trying to build her life, he enters a contest. He starts entering contests. He starts doing interviews, selling merch again. And then starts doing porn to show the world that his member is fully functional. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. The porn is called John Wayne Bobbitt Uncut. If you guys want to go, I'm not going to go look. And the female counterpart, can you guess her name?
I don't know. John Wayne is a cowboy, right?
No, John Wayne Bobbitt is his name.
Oh, I thought John Wayne was a cowboy.
He was a cowboy, but...
I don't know. What's the female? What is it? I can't guess because I don't...
You can't guess because you got the phone in your hand.
I can't guess because I don't know shit about John Wayne.
John Wayne was her husband.
I'm talking about the cowboy.
But I'm not talking about the cowboy. I'm talking about John Wayne.
What was the question?
How come you don't know the question? Yeah, because you're busy looking at your phone. John Wayne Bobbitt Uncut and the female counterpart in the porn, what do you think her name was?
Pamela Anderson?
No, bitch.
I'm afraid to say, I need to say a name.
Yeah, you need to say a
Monica
name.
Lewinsky.
No.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Yes.
Okay.
My goodness. He went on tour to promote it. It flopped because he was taken advantage by the people who produced it and all that. Like, no one... He had, at the end, he had to file for bankruptcy. No one got paid. Not the hospital, not his lawyers for his trial. No one got paid.
He was responsible to pay that.
Yeah, he was responsible to pay that.
But she was found not guilty.
So, he dates a woman and she takes him to court for domestic violence. And he gets 60 days in jail, right? Mm-hmm. Then in Vegas, 95, I don't know how, but this man starts performing weddings.
What do you mean performing weddings?
Like marrying people.
Oh, ordained?
Yes. So, next, he gets this brilliant idea. He finds this doctor that will enlarge his penis. Right? He goes on the Howard Stern show and he tells Howard Stern that, yeah, I've done my research. This is the best of the best. So he goes for the penis extension surgery, and 2 months later he starts in his next porn, which is called Franken Penis. And in the porn, they have actual clips of the operation of him getting the enlargement. Mm-hmm. And the porn is named Franken Penis because the enlargement actually deformed and disfigured his penis. Okay? Even though he insisted that he did the research getting his penis deformed, that Dr. Luz. So after
at this point, I think his penis should have sued him because it went through a lot.
So even though John insisted that he did do the research, after his penis is deformed, the doctor that did the enlargement loses his license and has an immense amount of lawsuits against him. So he can't go and enlarge anyone's penis. Eventually, he starts dating this girl, and the girl takes him to court. He ties her to the bed, and he thinks that she's dead. 1 second. Yeah. So he thinks that she's dead. He rapes her and all that. He thinks that she's dead, and he starts gathering sheets like to hide her body. So while he thinks she's dead, he unties her and she fucking bolts. He gets arrested, gets charged with harassment. A witness corroborated and he was found guilty. He spends time in jail. When he comes out, he gets interviewed. He denies the whole thing. He goes and marries a woman named Dottie. I don't know what happened to her, though. He gets sent back to jail for assault and battery for 15 months. Gets attacked in prison for beating women. Good for them. In 2014, John is admitted to the ICU in Buffalo for a car accident. And in 2024... he had his toes amputated due to toxic peripheral polyneuropathy, developed osteomyelitis, and is unable to work. Well, it's not like he could keep a job anyway. All that time from 94.
At least his toes got away from him. That's what I'm thinking about.
All the time from 94 to present, she received letters from John.
Harassing.
saying that he still loves her and still referring to himself as her husband. He admits his wrongdoings.
Does she go by the name Lorena Bobbitt?
Well, on the documentaries, actually, they do put her name as Lorena Bobbitt, but maybe she doesn't want her married last name to come out for privacy reasons. You never know.
I have every right to call you my wife, so you got my last name. You still going by my last name.
He admits his wrongdoing and he sends her Valentine's Day card. Okay. When he was asked about this, the motherfucker says that she contacted him first.
Once a lie, always a lie.
And he insists, because his letters, he like pleads with her, because he's doing really bad. When you look at one of the documentaries, she looks very well taken care of, very manicured, very polished, and her background, you could tell she has a really nice house, right? But when they are interviewing him, he has like a pot belly, and his hair is all disheveled and salt and pepper gray, and like he's on a flimsy brown leather couch. He's not doing well. So he insists, like, yo, if me and you get back together, you know how much money we can make?
Mm-hmm.
And the bitch is like, yeah, no.
And the bitch is like, yeah and no.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And then Lorena was like, no.
Remember when you fucked me up the ass? Remember when I cut your penis? You really want to make money with me?
Yeah. If I'm down bad, yeah.
Well, he's down bad.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm down bad, yeah. I remember you did all, yeah. But still, let's make some money.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Lorena Bobbitt's true crime episode. And I'm going to tell you right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of research. Okay? And this case was picked by Paula. And she has the nerve to sit here with her eyes closed and yawn. Okay? She has no appreciation for what I do for her. I let her pick a person. She picks a super hard case. But I muzzle through it. And she doesn't care. Like, at this point, I'm about to ask for a divorce.
I'm tired of you signing me up for things I didn't sign up for.
You suggested her.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm always the aggressor. I'm always the John. And you're always the Lorena. So I'm not even going to say anything. Good morning. What you want? What else you want from me, sir?
So until next time, folks, please don't go around shopping penises. It's bad. What else? Don't disfigure your penis. What else?
I will do.
Don't get married after a year of knowing your person.
Now. Fuck my life, man. I'm tired of TMI.
And don't do porn.
Why not? You're making money. And please bring the certificate to me.
What?
My supervisor.
Oh.
We are at work, remember?
I can't put that in there. Until next time, folks. But, oh, no, wait. If you need to talk about how you cut someone's penis off, if you want to suggest a case that you think we don't know about, but you will surprise us while I do the research. I forgot what I was saying.
Drugs.
You can shoot me an email at ninadadivapodcast@gmail.com. You can reach me on Instagram, and there's a link tree there where you can submit an anonymous confession and join my Patreon. My Instagram is ninadadiva1309. You can also reach me on TikTok, which I much prefer. There's a link tree there too, with a form to submit an anonymous confession and the link to my Patreon. This episode will most likely be for Patreons only. But I have a juicy one for you next anyway. So until then, stay here.
What them French people say? Bonjour voyage?
Bon voyage?
Something like that.
Stay here. Stay queer. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.